Hi, it's Micah. Back in December, a lady at my church sang a special. The lyrics to the song went something like this: "Isn't it great when he's 4 days late, he's still on time?" This particular song was a lyrical ballad that explained the story of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. And if I can find a version of it on YouTube, I'll link it down below so that you can listen to it. But it really sparked my interest to go and read the passage again in the Bible for myself. So today I'm just going to be sharing with you my thoughts on John chapter 11. So let's get started. In John 11, the chapter begins by explaining that a man named Lazarus was sick. It also stated that he was the brother of Mary and Martha. And just for context, Jesus was friends with all of these siblings. So because their brother was very sick and they knew the miracles that Jesus had performed, Mary and Martha sent word to Jesus that Lazarus was sick. Verse 5 explains that Jesus loved Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. And verse 6 says, "When he had heard therefore that he was sick, he abode 2 days still in the same place where he was." You know, this seems a bit weird considering that just the verse before, it said that Jesus loved Lazarus. However, being fully God as well as fully human, Jesus knew the events that were about to take place. And his waiting for 2 days would later prove his perfect timing. After the 2 days had passed, Jesus told his disciples that they were going back to Judea. In verse 11, he tells them why. "These things he said, and after that he said unto them, Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may wake him out of sleep." And in verse 14, he clarifies by saying plainly, Lazarus is dead. When they arrived in Judea, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. What's important to remember is that in this time, people actually believed that the spirit of someone remained on the earth for 3 days after their passing. And since this was the 4th day, Mary and Martha had kind of lost all hope that anything could be done. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him. Verse 21 says, "Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother would not have died." She told him that she knew whatever Jesus would ask of God, it would be granted. And Jesus told her that Lazarus would live again. Verse 25 through 26 says, "Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?" I believe here that Jesus was speaking in terms of eternity, such as those who believe in him, though physically dead because of their sin, will be alive in heaven with him for eternity. In verse 27, Martha tells Jesus that she believes that he is Christ, the Son of God. And in verse 28, she goes to get her sister Mary. As soon as Mary heard that Jesus was there, she got up quickly and went to meet him. Verse 32 says, "Then when Mary was come where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died." In verse 34, Jesus asked where they had laid Lazarus, and they told him to come and see. Verses 35 through 34 say, "Jesus wept. Then said the Jews, Behold how he loved him. And some of them said, Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, had caused that even this man should not have died? Jesus therefore again groaning in himself cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Jesus said, Take ye away the stone. Martha the sister of him that was dead said unto him, Lord, by this time he stinks, for he has been dead for 4 days. Jesus said unto her, Said I not unto thee that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldst see the glory of God? Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I knew that thou hearest me always. But because of the people which stand by I said it, that they might believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, Loose him and let him go. What I find so significant here is that if Jesus had left 2 days or even 1 day earlier, this wouldn't have had as much of an impact on people, and it wouldn't have been such a big deal considering what they believed. But Jesus, being completely holy, timed out everything perfectly so that everyone could have an example of how truly powerful he is. Martha and Mary wanted Jesus there in time to heal their brother, and upon his arrival they even told him that he was too late and nothing could be done. They told him that their brother wouldn't have died if he would have been there. So often we want an immediate response from God when we ask for certain things, and it's hard to step back and trust that God is timing everything out perfectly for us. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose." No matter how often we feel like God has not shown up for us, his timing is still perfect. He's never truly late, he's simply just timing everything out according to his divine plan. I encourage you to wait on God's timing, because even if it seems like he's late, he's just running right on time. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in more content like this, because I'll be posting a new faith-based video on every Friday. Thanks for watching. God bless.